Go ahead with the intro.
Right, exactly. Hey, y'all. Hey. Welcome
Hey.
to 2026. We back in the building. It's the 15th of January, and we are here
Oh, yeah, it's
for
our
our,
first New Year show.
yes, Hey Sister, let's chat in effect for 2026. Hey,
Yes.
Kay.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great.
All right. Was behind the scenes talking about your sleep.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? What's funny? I actually, so right. So before we got started, but anyway, welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner. I'm
Yes.
Antonia, and this is
Hey,
Kay.
Ndidi.
We're here for our next installment of Hey Sister, Let's Chat. So right before we got on, I was telling her about how my spirit got me working, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say enough sleep because I feel as if like enough is dependent on the individual,
Yeah.
right?
We're talking about it being specific to you. You got to know your body.
You have to know your body. I think because for me, for most of my adult life, my average was 5 hours,
Mm.
right? But there have been times when I get three and I go to the office and people look at me like, what are you on? Because I'm still like so wired and
Yeah.
focused. I don't like, so the only time that I'll crash out is if I do that for too many days straight. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not hydrated and I don't have my supplements, like, because if I'm not eating properly, I have to have my vitamins so
Yeah.
that I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, it's not so much the amount of hours I get; it's when it starts. So I
Mm.
don't start feeling sleepy until it's like 3 in the morning. It's like some you're just a night. I'm just a night person now, and it used to be like that.
I mean, I go to bed late too, but
Yeah,
is that your every night routine?
about typically every night. Yeah,
Oh
it's
no.
three
Okay,
in the
yeah.
morning, about
Yeah.
2, 3 in the morning. Yeah, I try to work it back, but my body goes to a period where it'll just reset. So it's
Mhm.
like I'll sleep in the daytime and then just resets and I'm back on schedule. But till then, I just gotta let it flow.
And I think that's what it is, right? Because I used to be one of those people that be like, "Oh, I don't do naps. Naps for old people."
I know.
But
I
now,
know.
yeah, but now I take naps. Like if I'm when I'm home, because I know that I'm always basically, and it's not necessarily me, my body moving, it's my brain, right?
Mm,
So
mhm.
there are times when if I'm home, I appreciate the days when I work from home, because if I get to a place where I just feel low,
Right.
I walk away from my phone and my computer and I go in the next room and be like, "Hey Siri, wake me up in 20 minutes." And I mean, and sometimes I fall asleep right away, sometimes I do not. But even if it's just a 5 minute snooze, it's a deep snooze and I feel recharged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and hydration for me the last couple of days has been a must. If
Mm,
I'm not hydrated and I wake up, I feel like crap the entire day.
yeah.
I have to prioritize drinking a lot of water.
Yeah.
Not I didn't have to be that conscious about it before, but I'm starting to really feel it.
Yeah.
The dehydration effects come on really strong for some reason now.
Yeah.
I'm
Man.
double checking your channel too to make sure we're actually on.
We laugh.
I know. We think so.
It's so funny because when I'm
Oh yeah,
going
we're on.
live,
We're on.
huh? With this,
Yeah.
when I'm going live, I used to be like, "Mommy, we going live."
Yeah. Did you scream at her today?
I didn't scream because she was dancing watching an African show. So that's when I was gathering myself and like, "We going live."
I love it.
The
All right.
nonsense. The
We're also
nonsense.
talking about when you start to heal, right?
Hmm.
And when you start to grow, how sometimes people have a problem with that.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's a
So I'm
fact.
like, it's common. It's a common occurrence.
It is, but you know what the thing is, it's like I don't even understand why, right?
Hmm.
Because I said to my mom, so for those of us joining us now, right before we came on, I was telling Kay that now that I'm growing, and I'm learning and understanding life differently,
Hmm.
um, I know the work that I'm putting in, I know the sacrifices that I'm making,
Yeah.
and I see where as I grow, the few people that were in my community, or not even necessarily in my circle, but just, certain people, I see that, you know, they're shifting a little bit differently. They're looking at
Mm-hmm.
it a little bit differently. And my thing is, it's not there for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be the one willing to put in the work, and to just do it. Because what I'm realizing is sometimes people are stuck because they need direction. That was me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I look back and I see that for me, it was choosing to invest in myself by, having mentorship, and then also choosing, because, anybody can go to mentorship, but
Yeah.
it's whether or not you're going to choose to do what you're told to do, whether or not you're going to choose to shift and change, and basically challenge yourself to come outside your comfort zone. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I love my comfort
Yeah,
zone,
I do too.
but
As we were talking,
yeah.
what popped up for me was I was just getting a strong sensation and remembering where when you need that sense of direction, right?
Hmm.
And people feel like they have to help you and to guide you, but then you got it. How do you navigate them now thinking you always need direction versus now, hey, I now have my own sense of direction.
So I will say this, right? You know how they have that saying that says, that, or people believe that you're supposed to, be open with asking for help or receiving help and all of that,
Yeah.
right? It's funny, I was thinking about it and I realized that I got here. So the mentorship thing, right? That was huge for me, like me choosing to basically step outside of my comfort zone. Now, one of the things that I remember them saying to us in from day one is the only way that mentorship will work is if you do what we tell you to do.
Hmm.
Myself, I mean, okay, as
That's
long as you don't
heavy.
tell me to burn a building out or kill nobody,
I
I'm
have to really trust you for.
right. Right. Well, the thing is, the amount of money that I spent, I was like, I wanted to see results. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so, when they told us that we had to shift our way of thinking, I never understood any of that. I never understood what it meant to change your way of thinking and to unlearn what you learned and to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. I'm like, who wants to feel uncomfortable? I already feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable in my body, right? um, but all of those things, following all of those guidelines, it helped, right? Because
Yeah.
then when I look at some people who joined the community the same time that I did, I realized that they're kind of still in the same place that we both were, even though we met in community, right?
Right.
Um, but so that's the part A to the answer. The part B is I got here also because oftentimes I would ask people for help and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna help you," but then they never do,
Right.
right? So
Right.
then I'm forced to go learn, or
Hmm.
I have a choice: you either choose to just not do the thing, or
Hmm.
basically figure it out and do the thing. And I
Yeah.
figured it out and did the thing.
And it's funny because sometimes uh people have to be like that so
Hey,
it doesn't.
country love, sorry.
It's okay. Hey, country love. Sometimes people have to be like that so that we don't get a dependency.
Yep,
You know what I mean? I
yep.
remember when I just was in the military and I went to uh, my workstation, my work base. I didn't have a car, so the people in my unit they take turns picking me up.
Hmm.
So when I first got there, first week, oh man, it was great. Conversations in the car, riding to work, getting breakfast. Week two, week three, it was a pull up, beep beep beep. Everybody's mouth is tight. You know what I mean? Because now they have to wake up early, earlier than usual, to
Hmm.
come pick me up. So after a while, it wasn't fun anymore to ride with them. They didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there. That forced me to do all the steps to get my own vehicle. So
Yep.
after a while, when people create a space of support for us, it's there's a window to where it doesn't become dependency. And if you don't know where that window is, sometimes they'll show you.
They certainly will.
They'll
But
show you.
but and that's so one day I came home from work came from I don't remember I was, and I got home and I said to my mom that sometimes the problem is it's kind of like having a meal, right?
Yeah.
We get to the table, we eat our belly full, and we don't know when to push back, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like that with relationships. They're not meant to be forever. And then
Yeah.
sometimes we choose to hang on for dear life for too long. and
Yeah.
by doing so, we kind of help to ruin it.
And it's funny because even when we think we ruin it, it's like we cycle back to each other in different ways.
Let me tell you.
And then that person we haven't heard from in a long time, you're looking at your phone like, what?
So I will say this about that because that is true. I feel like sometimes because people are meant to be in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I prefer a lifetime because lifetime is comfortable for me
Yeah.
because then it's consistency. Introverts love being consistent, right?
Yeah.
I'm starting to embrace change and all that, right? But I feel like there are times when I go through the motions, right? Because you
Mhm.
have it's basically a cycle to basically say bye for good, right? And it hurts.
Yeah.
And my thing is, it's like when it's over, I'm like, because I cry. Like crying for me, it's healing. I feel like
Mm.
it's a way to purge. And when I'm done, like mommy says, she told one of our cousins years ago, like I don't like to see Anne cry because when she cry, it stings. Like it hurts,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And but for me, once I'm done crying about a thing, I'm healed. I'm over it. I'm over you. I have moved on, right? I saw a
Mhm.
video
Yeah.
last week and I realized, and it was so true for me in this chapter, wherein it said, sometimes God send people back in your life to show you where you would have been had you not changed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
That's a nice one.
yeah, because I see it. Like I see
Mhm.
like live examples of
Yeah.
people who were, for whatever reason separated, right?
Mhm.
And now that they came back, my thing is I ain't got time for you because I'm building my empire, right?
And with me,
And,
it's different. It's like I don't cry easy.
yeah.
Like yesterday you saw me, I cried on my live, and I was like, I shocked myself because I'm like, man, my tears aren't usually that close.
Mhm.
But sometimes when emotions grip you and you need that cleansing, you can't
Yeah,
fight back those tears.
you cannot.
It's a dam that has to break.
It has
It
to.
has to break.
It
And
has to.
you know, for me, in the past, like teenage years and stuff like that, I'm the person that you hurt me. I'm real good with the scissor on the corner of them photos, boy. I'm cutting you. I got so good. I can make myself look like a silhouette. I'm cutting you out of the photo.
That is so funny. That is so
It
funny.
got real close. Maybe my arm got skinny on one side because I cut too.
That is hilarious.
But then you go through therapy and you realize, hey, people are allowed to leave. You can't force it, and you really don't want to be that person that you're trying to hold on to somebody that doesn't want to be there, because that's the next. You're extending so much energy that could be focused on you, and
That's the
if
lesson
they're
right
for you and they're for your healing and they're for your growth, they're gonna support you every step of the way, and they're gonna
there.
encourage you to be your best self, no matter the cost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
With
and
respect to them. Yeah.
yeah, and the thing about that too is Kay, that I feel like I used to say to my mom that I wish that I can find at least someone, even if it's one person, that could be the friend to me that I
Yeah.
am to them,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm a giving person, whether it's time, resources, and ear, right?
Hmm.
And it's hard to find genuine people that will reciprocate. Because I think what happens is people will look at me and say, "Oh, she all right, she fine," but
Hmm.
just because I'm not telling you my problems, because I'm a very reserved person, like
Yeah.
this is a new chapter for me where I'm on YouTube, and I know that in the future there are stories about myself that I will tell. But there was a time when you couldn't get anything, anything out of me. Like it was like Fort Knox.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing that talking is whether it's in front of a therapist or just here on YouTube, it's therapy.
It is.
You know
It
what I'm
is.
saying? And so for me, like I'm so grateful that I decided to just take a chance on myself and do this thing because I feel like every video that I create, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, whether it's a serious one or a funny one, it's helping me to grow more and more because I'm learning more about myself. I'm connecting with people, and I'm teaching myself that it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm noticing that when you face your fears in any area of your life, it improves every area of your life.
Absolutely.
And I could see that in my art and in my work, how sometimes we keep looking for the when it's going to get to the next level, and sometimes you're in the middle of the transition of that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You're looking for the what's coming next, and it's like you're in it.
Right.
And can you catch the shift? Can you
Right.
see it?
Yep.
So I guess the question for you is, as you've been facing your fears with this, YouTube thing, and you did your 50 days, 50 plus now, because
Yes.
and you did your longest live. That was like what, 4 hours?
Well,
That was awesome. I ain't never did 4 hours. Don't plan on it. I
well,
always
that's the thing. You never know.
I gotta wear one of them space diapers.
You never. But the thing is, I feel as if like sometimes, like the other day, I said to myself, there is no such thing as forever,
Yeah,
because forever is what you choose to make forever to be.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like when we say, "Oh, we're gonna be friends forever," until we're not,
yeah, yeah,
right? Because then some people like me, because I'm so trusting, because I either trust you or I don't, and like I often tell myself and remind and to people tell people that I had an accounting professor, and on the first day he said, "Everybody here has an A today. Everybody has an A. The
mm,
job is for you to basically continue to basically continue to maintain that A."
mm,
And I feel like that's how it is with people. When I meet someone who my energy and my spirit aligns with, it's almost as if like, like I trust you. Well, actually, when I allow you into my space, when the whole trust thing. But if you do one little sitting, make me feel like something I trust you no more. Lad, done.
all right. So your
Like,
baseline for let's talk about baseline for trust. So your
yeah,
baseline for trust is I'm gonna go ahead and give you the benefit of the doubt
yeah,
until you prove me wrong.
that's it. I see, because I really and truly am a very naive, gullible person who, I mean, I used to see the world with rose colored glasses on, right? In some cases I still do, but I'm always thinking, well, why would a person lie? Because that's the thing, right? When you catch somebody in a lie, it hurts. Because it's like, well, why would they lie? Because I could never, like, years ago, my first job was in a CPA firm in Jersey, the second job. And there was a young lady who was on the phone with someone. It was a creditor, I think, right? I was young. I was super young, right? She
Yeah.
was older than me. And she was on the phone with this person. She kept saying, "Well, to be honest with you," and I'm like, "She lying." And she kept saying it over and over again. But she lying. And I'm like, "Well, why even say to be honest with you? Just say it. Like,
Yeah.
don't attach, don't swear, don't attach to be honest with you if you know that you're not being honest,
Right.
right? Because then I stopped trusting her in that moment. I'm like, you say the same things to me too. You're gonna be like, well, to be honest with you. No, I feel like you shouldn't have to say things like to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your word should be your bond. And
Yeah. I think for me, my baseline for trust, I started off like that too. But
mhm.
you get burned so many times, you figure something's got to shift. So, so I went the other extreme. I don't
Mhm.
trust nobody, but with the caveat, you have to have some self awareness. You got to
Mhm.
show some emotional intelligence, and you got to have some sense of healing, some pattern of healing going on. I don't trust anybody who's not doing their healing.
No.
I don't care if it's my damn dog.
Not at all. My future pet turtle.
Yeah, that's my must have. That's my pet peeve is you have to be on your healing journey some way, shape, or form. Because hurt people. And you might not intend to ever hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But your wounds are always gonna show themselves.
Absolutely.
And I know that from my own self. I didn't
Yes.
intend to hurt a lot of people, but you know what I'm saying? And you talk to people later on and they're like, yeah, you did this, and it's like, damn, I did that. But it's inevitable. The
It
apple
is.
tree is gonna give you an apple fruit.
Yep.
And if you're hurt and you're wounded and you're unhealed, it's gonna show and manifest itself
Mhm.
in some form. So my baseline is for you to get my complete trust, you got to be on your healing journey. You have to.
I actually love that. I think for me, I've had very few friends,
Yeah.
very few. And I was telling someone, I don't know if I mentioned it when we were on any time, but I was at a former acquaintance's home, and she had two persons there, right?
Mhm.
One of them I met through her, and the other one she met on the train. So the one that she met on the train asked her, "Well, how did you guys meet?" And me being who I am,
Yeah, I remember this
I'm
story.
not a sure, right, right. When I said, well, I met them by default. Like
Mm,
I meant no offense, I meant nothing by it, but it was the truth. I met two of them by way of somebody else, right?
right.
There, work wise, there are two people that I met at work that I brought home to introduce the family. You understand? But for me, I have to be around you for a long time to even
Mm,
allow you into my
yeah.
space. You know what I'm saying? Like the last person who I became bestie with,
Right.
um, I knew them for about a year,
Hmm.
right? And it was after that that I allowed myself to basically entertain extended conversations because it takes a while for me to warm up to people. But
Right.
but once we get there, then we heal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until we're not. But I do agree with you about the healing thing. I feel as if like the amount of work that I've done on myself,
Hmm.
I don't want no
Yeah.
offense to anybody, but I don't want damaged goods because
Yeah.
I can't. I'm allergic to drama,
Hmm.
and I feel as if like if you're not putting in the work, because some people will fake and say, "Oh yeah, I'm doing," but you can tell
Yeah.
because you've already done the work or you're on your healing journey. You can tell when somebody is doing it or not.
Hmm.
And my thing is, I know what it was like to be there. I ain't trying to go back there no more.
Yeah. And it that ties into what they talk about in the spiritual kind of space of this kind of shift, this split,
Hmm.
where you're gonna be resonating with people who resonate with you.
Yes.
So the people who would try to manipulate or use you or anything of that nature, they're not even going to be in your sphere or
No.
in your realm.
No.
It's like you walk past each other and there's just nothing, no
Right.
draw to conversation, no attraction, just nothing.
No.
And that's okay. So if you find yourself in a space where you're wanting someone in your life and it's like they don't even see you, it's for a reason. You're probably not even aligned or evenly
Right.
yoked.
Right.
So you're in different dimensions.
Hmm.
So
So
let
true.
them go.
So true. It is so true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really am truly loving where I am now, and I think that at a time in our life, we can't see ourselves here,
Yeah.
right? Because we can't, like when people say, "Oh, you gotta, do these things and work on yourself," or like they don't really explain what it means. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
changing the way that you think, working on yourself, and all that. We just happen into it because after you get hurt so many times,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You sit down and you be still and you listen, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of start to get the direction from
Mm-hmm.
him,
Yeah. Your higher
right?
self. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then
It's kind of like I had this conversation too, where someone's like, "I hate when people just say move on." It's like, how do you just move on? And it's true because moving on, that's just the title to a whole book. When somebody just tells you, you gotta just
you
move
get
on
to
or
get
you
over it
gotta
and move
get
on.
over it.
Yeah. Listen,
What does that
what
mean?
does that mean?
What
One
does it
one
look
time
like? What's the
years
daily
ago,
practice?
one of my former, like somebody that I was really, really, really close with, um because sometimes things happen you don't know why, and then we're still left questioning. And as an introvert, I go down rabbit holes trying to figure, well, what happened? Was I in that chapter? Like, right? And then they had the audacity to tell me, well, stop dwelling. What that mean? Stop
Stop
dwelling.
dwelling.
You know what I'm saying? So pretty much kind of like the whole, because it's such a big, like the move on and stop
Hmm.
dwelling. How can you tell somebody not to think, like not
Yeah,
to not
yeah,
to, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? um but I'm grateful. Like I tell people, like I'm grateful for all of those people, all of the um experiences, especially
Hmm.
the bad ones, because then it allowed me to see myself. Because after you keep going back to the same foolishness, whether
Yeah,
it's family, friend, you learn your lesson.
yeah, you do. Yeah,
After a
you
while,
do.
you learn your lesson.
Or if you don't, you get exhausted eventually
Yeah.
and realize that your energy is just going.
And then you cut out the picture.
Yeah, get you a good pair of scissors with the long tips and pointy part.
I, I actually love that, right? So I'm not one to cut out pic, because I remember like back in the day, if you take a pic, like let's say it's three of you, and
Yeah.
somebody, don't like the person, let's say the person in the middle, they will scratch out their face. And I'm like, why would you do
God. Now I think about it, I just use a lot of stickers. Just put little smiley face stickers all
that?
over my.
Right, right. And so hence the whole forever is not forever. It's only
Yeah.
forever until it's not.
Hmm.
Because the person that's in the middle was probably their best friend at the
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
we're gonna be best friends forever until we're not.
That's funny. So how has all of your hard work on this YouTube channel kind of changed how you move through the world? You're an introvert, you got your book, all right? What's it
Yeah.
called again?
Unlocking
Plug it.
unlocking the introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introvert.
It is.
I've changed in such a way that I am allowing myself to be seen,
Yeah.
right? This in 2025, I saw myself kind of like shifting from choosing to be not seen, choosing to be behind the scenes, choosing to basically talk with my soft voice
Mm-hmm.
so that only you can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And now the other day, I realized that I was actually speaking out more,
Yeah.
so because before I used to basically speak low, speak down, remember my words. Mommy used to get so annoyed. And I see where I'm growing. I see where I am motivating people. I see
Mm-hmm.
where like there's a colleague that I was gonna actually text her to let her know that I'm live, but she is so grateful for my journey because now she said she's gonna start to basically work on herself,
Ah,
right?
inspiring others.
Yeah. And so I think that, that's my purpose is to basically let other people who are introverted or quiet see that it's okay to just live. Like
Yeah.
be yourself. Because that's all it is, right? Life is really about just being who you were meant to be and
Yeah.
not putting on any airs, not pretending to be something that you're not. If you want wear purple here, wear your purple here. You know what I'm saying? If you
Listen,
want.
first of all, at this point, all I care about is people being authentically happy because I tap into it from a spiritual sense. So I know how important it is for someone's joy to kind of plug into the overall energy we share,
Mm-hmm,
right? We all, if we're all children in the mother's womb, then everything we do not only affects each other, but it affects the mother.
correct.
So if I can be happy for you in your joy, and that's all that's important. You're not hurting anybody and
Mm-hmm,
you're not hurting yourself.
mm-hmm.
Let people be happy and be whoever
Who they
they
want
want
to
to
be.
be,
Yeah.
whatever they want to look like. It's like if we're playing a video game.
You choose a
Sometimes you have
character.
to create your own characters,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna look at you and tell you, no, you can't dress
You
like
can't-
that.
Right.
It's your game.
It's their game.
No, you
It's
can't
their
pick that
game.
hair. You
Yeah.
can't pick those eyes. It's like, how do you?
Tell me. How do you tell me?
Yes.
Right. Why? But you know what it is? I feel as if those are the people who are not healed.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel as if like once you go on your journey and you realize that it's okay to be who you are, like it's kind of like say, being a kid. I've always felt like I was just a big kid. I love just being free to
Yeah.
frolic, to do whatever, to be silly if I want to be silly and to be
Yeah.
professional if I when I need to, right?
Yeah.
But I just feel as if like the decision should be ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm realizing now is that I'm not. Case in point, yesterday, because Wednesday's my well dressed Wednesday, right? So I'm always
Right.
thinking, what will I wear next Wednesday? So yesterday I wore a plaid jacket, red pants, yellow bow tie, white shirt, yellow
Okay.
shoes. And a colleague said to me, "I don't understand you. I don't understand you because you're always changing." He's like, he said you're always changing. He said yesterday you had on a skirt, you had on a jacket with your tie, blah blah blah. And he's like, and you come in this, and he's like, I don't know, you kind of remind me of like a circus ring, what do you call it, a ringmaster, right? Circus
And
ring.
no, he didn't.
Rude. And in that moment, like when I was telling, so I laughed with him, and it was from the laugh was actually a genuine one, right? Because I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that?
Okay, that's you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
snazzy.
Right. So, when I got home and I was telling mommy, I was laughing and I told her, I said, I actually found it to be quite comical. And I said, the former Antonia would have taken offense to it and she'd be like, I'm not wearing that no more. And I said, but the new Antonia is like, well, live and let live. I'm not dressing for you. I'm dressing for me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And and at lunchtime, a lady came to and she came
Um,
in the lunchroom and she was like, I just want to come and tell you I love your outfit, the bow tie, the show. And I was like, see what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm dressing for me. You can either like it or love it or not. I don't care because I'm dressing for me.
I'm waiting for you to add the purple wig.
Yes, that's probably what I got to do next. I,
Get it long too.
girl,
26 inches.
one thing is, I feel like this, right? Because he and I were talking about, how we are and whatever have you. And I said, I don't keep their team, their stuff on my phone that I pay for, right?
Yeah.
And he said, I know you said it. And he's like, I admire you because I wish I could. I said, you can. I said, it's a choice. Because I said, I used to be you. The work laptop came with me to Greece, to England, to Hawaii, to
Yeah.
Jamaica multiple times, different jobs, right? Whether it's the laptop or their phone. And after a while, like job to job, I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. And
Yeah.
I'm saying because I said this work life balance thing, I have to be the one to basically honor that.
Yeah.
So when he said, I can't, he's like, I know what you're saying, but I can't. And I said, yeah, you're choosing not to. But
Mm-hmm.
I said, but it's very simple to turn it off. Remove the app from your phone. At the end of the day, you're not tethered to the
And,
job.
and and the funny thing is, you get no prize.
That
There's
part,
no prize
that part,
at the end
that part.
for running yourself into the dirt.
No, ma'am. No,
It,
ma'am.
half the time, there ain't no extra pay.
No. Most times.
Yeah.
In today's world, no times.
I went to a breakfast spot to go get some breakfast. And there's this woman there. She's so kind, so helpful. She's just everybody coming in and out. She's working the register. She's trying to seat you. She's opening the door. And I'm just watching her just bzz, 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 bzz. Now I love the service. I
Mhm.
love that attentiveness. And I said to her, I said, they paying you extra to keep opening this door. And she busts out laughing like it's the best joke she heard since she was born. And that's how I know, no, you're not getting paid extra to do
Right,
this. So
right.
sometimes, and I used to think like that too when I kind of worked in the veterinary field, that if I just keep working hard, they'll see
They
and the
see.
promotion will come and the extra pay will come. And it's like, it never did.
And it never will.
No, no, no,
Especially
no.
this, and that's the thing, right? Because I said to the guy that I was speaking to yesterday that when I was younger, I was such a company person that I would work late. I would
Hmm.
work on the weekends
Hmm.
because like that, with my laptop at home. And I would tell him that now I take the Long Island Railroad, but back then I would take the express bus. And I said, as soon as I sat on the bus, the laptop is opening. And he was like, and I said, mm-hmm. I said,
Hmm.
but as I grew older, I realized that first of all, it's not healthy. And
Yeah.
second of all, where's your time? So now I'm so selfish with my time that I'm everything that I'm doing right now is for me, my growth and my mental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just so happened to basically be the protector of your peace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
man.
kind of like if you play like Monopoly, right? You play a board game. At the end of the day, it all goes back in the box.
Hmm.
The only thing you're left with is going to be the experience of how you played.
Exactly. Oh, I like
That's it. Who did you become after the game was over?
that. Right.
But all the pieces, that job, that house, that car,
Everything.
everything, it goes back in the box.
Everything.
And all you're left with is how did this experience change you?
You see, you remember after Melissa happened, right? I'm sure you saw countless videos in Jamaica of the different areas and
Yeah,
all of that.
yeah, yeah.
And there wasn't a woman that was being interviewed. I don't remember which parish and which area. And she was saying to the person recording her that right, everything level, everybody level. Amanda, him not rich, all the way poor.
Yeah, yeah,
All of us don't have no food, all of
yeah,
us don't have no house. And I said, yes, this is level set. I mean, yeah, you might have money in your bank, but it's of no use to you right now because
yeah.
everywhere mashed down. You know what
It's
I'm
kind
saying?
of like if you look at all the world economies, right? At the end of the day, there's nothing more valuable than silver and gold.
Hmm.
because tomorrow everyone's economy and value of their dollar can change. But gold is always gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Platinum is always platinum.
Yep.
Silver is it doesn't
It
change
doesn't change.
and the value doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to find that same element within us, which
Yeah.
is what's my gold?
Yeah.
You know, what's my platinum? What's my silver?
Mm-hmm.
What's the thing that just no matter what its value is the same? That's what you keep investing in.
Yeah.
And if you're
So
going to do the extra at the job, let it be so that you can go into that office and say, "Hey, this is why I deserve a raise."
that, or when
Yeah.
you leave with that experience.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because I think I was speaking to a colleague in another office the other day, and he was not, he was just kind of like concerned about, his future at his company
Yeah.
and all these things, right? And I said, listen, homie, I said, guess what? You just got a raise. At the end, not a raise, a promotion. I'm
Yeah.
hoping I got a raise too. But I said, you just got a promotion. You get to take that title with you, and you get
Mhm.
to dictate what your salary is at the next
Mhm.
place. I said, I will, because even though we're in different states, I said, I will share my personal number with you so that if you need any assistance when you leave, like I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I think sometimes we've been so conditioned to just think inside the box that we can't see outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost as if like so when we met the last time, we were talking about being in a bubble, right? And
Yeah.
so therefore the thumbnail that I made was of us being in a bubble.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw that.
and, and now I think like the box thing is the thing that people need to basically allow themselves to get outside of. I think for most of my life, I was in that box and I couldn't see myself outside of that box. I just
Mhm.
felt like I was stuck in the race of going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home.
And
And
listen,
that was
that could
it.
be depressing.
Yeah, you take vacation, but
Yeah.
then, you're pouring out, but
Yeah.
there's nothing coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But man, listen, life is for living. But anyway, how are
Yeah.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I've been, you saw that painting. I had to do a video on it, but I don't want to
Yeah.
give it all away. But I finally finished that painting. You're gonna love it.
Well, you've
And
done a lot since then because I saw the bird. The
yeah,
bird was beautiful.
listen, when you don't see me, I got a lot of things I'm doing around here, and I still need to do that video with you guys. And
In
it's
time,
in queue. It's in the queue.
when the time, in time, when the time comes, it'll be done.
Yeah, but I've been reading, listening to I on my daily when I'm painting, going around doing chores and all of that. I'm always listening to audiobooks of like philosophers. So I love philosophy and I like philosophers and looking at different ways of perceiving the world. And I spend a lot of time meditating, working out, doing things for my family, stuff like that. I don't work, so it's really important to fill my time with things that are fulfilling.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And bring me joy because if you're and there's a lot of people now who are not working. A lot of people,
Hmm.
been let go from their jobs and stuff like that. It's like if you can perceive it as the opportunity it is, that's what it will become. You remember when we talked and I told you I've been like fired 3 times, quit like twice. Sometimes the work environment just ain't gonna be for you. So you wonder why
Correct.
you keep getting fired because you need to be on your path and your purpose. And if your guides are trying to push you in the direction of what you're here to do, then you're not gonna hold down a 9 to 5 because that's not where you're supposed to
That's not
be.
what it's supposed to be.
If especially if you're supposed to create your own business,
Hmm.
if you're supposed to be available for your family in a different way. If you find yourself without a job and nothing to do, that's an opportunity.
It
You
really
can literally start
start
anywhere
from
you want.
yeah. Um,
So I've been taking advantage of that.
I'm happy to hear that. In After Christmas, a small group of us met up from the mentorship group, and on our way to Brooklyn, because I'm in Queens, on our way to Brooklyn, me and this other guy who's Jamaican, we commuted together. He's like, I'm not there anymore, and I was like, there where? And he was like, at his company. So he said he got laid off early December, and I'm like, get out of here, because he'd been there for
Yeah.
many years, and it was, corporate crap that they
Yeah.
basically painted as, whatever. But it is what it is. I think sometimes it all depends on how we choose to look at the
Mm-hmm.
gift, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes being let go is a gift. So
Yes.
I asked him,
Yes.
I said, well, are you planning to return to corporate America? He's like, absolutely not. Because he
Most
had
people
been,
who leave it don't go back.
no, he said he has his investment companies. He's gonna basically get into, learn more about day trading, and so
Mm-hmm.
therefore he has, like enough. He brings in enough to basically supplement his lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me remember when we were in mentorship, and they asked, how much money will you need to be free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying $1 million, 5 million, and they're like, no, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. How much money do you need in order to be free?
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they calculated was, if you're presently working, how much money are you bringing in now, and how much money will you need to basically maintain that lifestyle and do a little bit more if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when you look at it from that perspective,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Freedom is more attainable. Like freedom
Mm-hmm.
can come quicker. But I think because we're always thinking this big old thing, when in reality, for me, as I mentioned to you before we started, and I'll talk about it toward the end, I gave my one of my actually both of my websites a facelift. And
Mm-hmm.
as I was doing it, I said to myself, I'm so grateful that I'm the person who um, I march to the beat of my own drum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being in mentorship sometimes can be a little challenging, because then you see everybody doing this, that, and the other, because everybody's trying to do
Yeah.
these things. And I
Mm-hmm.
can't try something that doesn't really, it,
It's not your thing.
right?
Yeah.
And so, the whole, building a community and charging people a whole bunch of money for coaching, and I'm like, that wasn't what God
Mm-hmm.
told me to do, right?
And I think we're meant to just make it different and unique for us. So much of life has a structure, and it says we
Yes.
don't have to follow it.
And that's the point, right? I
Yeah.
think some people get so stuck because they want to be a part of this thing, and they want to go along with the crowd. I never want to go along with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do what makes sense to me.
All right.
Um, I was gonna say thank God I had the money the other day, but it sounds crazy. But yes, thank God I didn't have the money today to hire somebody from Fiverr to do my website facelift. Because when I
All right.
finished it, I was like, there's no way that he would have been able to do what I wanted, because
Mm-hmm.
at the time I didn't even know what I wanted. It was as I was building it out, I realized, okay, this is the direction that I wanted it to go
Yeah.
into. And so now I'm happy with the end result. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel as if, like, sometimes if people would just think along those lines, where you don't have to, okay, you buy pound cake, you buy, pound cake box, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can make the pound cake from the box, but you can also add strawberries to it, make it
There
your
you
own
go.
recipe, do your
Yeah.
own thing. Like, it doesn't have to be this thing. This person tried this thing. You don't Okay. This person tried a thing and it became a millionaire. My book is yes, I made $1 million. Manifesting it.
Hey, if you made $1 million, we need to talk about my feet.
Right. but, but, but the thing is, people look at where a person is right now, right? They're not concerned about what they did to get there. They don't
Yeah.
they don't realize that they didn't just get there. It
Yeah.
took
Yeah.
them time. It took them a whole lot of feeling and a whole lot of heartache and blah blah to get there. And
And I
so we
love that
all
you're
have to do
honest
the same
about
thing.
that.
Huh?
I said, I love that you're honest about that.
Yeah, a lot of people, because when I speak to some of the mentees, I say to them that they they acting like they just it
Mm-hmm.
just happened. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it takes time. And so for me, I'm grateful that I give myself grace. I'm grateful that I'm okay with being my turtle self and
Yeah.
basically going at my own pace. Because for me, like, I don't want to get there so fast. I want to enjoy the journey. I want to be able to tell people, man, I remember when I had to share a tennis started with my mama.
Yeah. Because at the end of our lives, that's what we have is the
It's the
experience. It's the
experience.
experience.
You know what I'm saying? So what fun would it be if somebody came and gave me $500,000? I'll take it.
Pretend I don't have it.
I'll take
Have
it.
the experience.
Yes. But the thing is, I mean, now that I've been educated on how to invest, right?
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, I'm glad that I'm where I am. I'm glad that I have the mindset that I have. I'm glad that I'm patient with myself and my journey, because
Mhm.
some people, they want like, and the thing is,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't want to be around you because you're sucking my energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to take my time and just enjoy it. If God take my life tomorrow, at least I can die saying I had a good time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yes.
had, today was a good day type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a great focus and a great perspective, because when I see you do your where you've come from to where you are, I have this feeling like, man, if Antonia can do it, anyone can
And,
do it. And
and
it's
you know,
not to say that, dang, girl, you started from scratch, but
it's true.
it's to say you were on the extreme version of
Yes.
shy.
Yes.
So to be here, it's like, come, anybody can do it.
When
You
people
can
used to
do
say,
it.
right. When people used to say stuff like that, right? Like, man, if I can do it, anybody can. I used to be like, that's crap. But now that I'm here, it's not crap.
No, it's
All
not.
right. The people who I work with, the people who I go to church with, my family, like a lot of them see the change.
Mm,
And even if they don't speak it, just by their behavior, whether it's a negative shift or a positive shift, I see it,
yeah.
right? You can either tell me I'm happy for you or not. I don't care because I'm
Right.
happy for
Right.
myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm no longer looking for the applause of external. Because sometimes
Mm.
you wait for it, you never get it.
Validation. Yeah.
Correct. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm grateful for, my journey. I'm grateful for, you know, because one would say, oh, I don't want to get there slow. I do.
Yeah.
I
And
do.
this is going to be a year of such dramatic change. But the biggest change, minus all the
Yep.
distraction externally and the
Yep.
chaos externally, the most amazing change is going to be within you. And
Absolutely.
sometimes it starts with something as simple as figuring out your style. So when
Hmm.
you wearing, something that somebody else is like, I don't get it. You don't have to get it. This
You
is a
don't have to get
process.
it.
So it's like for 2026, figure out your style. And it's okay to change. I'm gonna tell you a little trick.
Hmm.
Okay. Especially if you're used to having people in your life who they like to have you a certain way. And it's gonna ruffle feathers if
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
deviate from what they're comfortable with.
Hmm.
This is what you do. You take some time away. You just be gone.
Hmm.
You're not talking to nobody. Nobody know what you're doing. Nothing. You gonna come back on the scene
With purple pig and blue
different.
hair.
And guess what? When they ask you for the explanation, there's nothing to
There's
explain.
nothing.
They'll be left to their own conclusions, and they'll just figure, man, she must have went through something in her life,
And that's the thing, right?
and let
Because
them fill in the blank.
right, and that's exactly where I am now, right? So
Yeah,
at work, I'm not one to jibber jabber with a lot of people.
yeah,
There are people. So I'm there a little over 8 years now, and there's some that be like, I didn't think that you're an introvert because you talk to people. And I said, who I talk to? I said, I talk to two people here, two and a half, right? But I guess because they see me talking to them a
yeah, yeah.
lot and not them, then it's like, because my thing is, and I say to people, like, I did a video yesterday. It said something like, being an introvert is holding your pee for 2 hours,
Yeah,
is,
yeah, I saw
right?
that one.
It's a thing, and we laugh about it in the office, and that was actually because I was talking to one of my introvert colleagues, and we're talking about things about introverts, and she's like,
Mhm.
sometimes I hold my pee till I go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh yes, that's true. and, and the thing is, and I think that's what brings her joy, is to basically find someone who can relate to her experiences.
Yeah,
Because when you don't, when you think that you're the only one, and you really, that was me. Like, I used to think that, why am I so weird? Like,
yeah.
why do I walk out of my way to go to the bathroom that's right there?
I hold my pee too, but it's usually to avoid public restrooms. I hate. Oh, I don't want to say the word hate, but I so do not like.
Strongly.
I strongly detest going into a bathroom and there's no toilet seat covers.
Listen,
Where's the little thin papers?
right,
Now
where's
I
the
gotta
paper?
spend 5 minutes putting down toilet paper around the sink.
And it keeps falling in. You lay it
I'm
down, it
breathing like
falls
I'm in
in.
Lamaze.
It's so annoying. It's
And
so
it's
annoying.
worse is if a button or a zipper gets stuck. And you're like, God dang it.
Well, how about first of all, why is our clothes like women's clothing is like Fort Knox, right?
Yeah.
First of all, when you wait 2 hours to go to the bathroom, when you get there, you gotta
Yeah.
take 5 minutes to get to go between the belt buckle and the button and then the hook and then the zip. And forget about if you have on stockings. The whole pee-pee dance. Wait.
I know why. Because a lot of women didn't create stuff that's out there for women.
That is true.
So I mean
That
that's
is true.
another job market that's open. Listen, all the job markets are open now.
Yeah,
You should be able to make money off of whatever skill you have.
pretty much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody got a skill. So,
Everybody.
everybody. That's
Yeah.
where you're meant to make your millions is always from your talent.
I think the problem is that people cannot see beyond themselves,
Yeah.
right? Um, because sometimes I think because I'm case in point. Like I used to like a lot of things that I do it because I try and then I figure it out. Like I learned word I learned Photoshop by myself, right?
Mhm.
To the point where when people used to be like, well, what about Canva? I'm like, Canva? Oh no, WordPress.
Mm.
But now, but now because
Yeah.
of my thumbnails and all, like I do it in Canva.
Yeah.
But a lot of things that I learned, it was because I was curious and I just wanted to basically figure it out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so I feel like oftentimes, we discover gifts that God gave us, like whether
Yeah.
it's creativity, singing, writing, whatever it is. And then we think it's just a hobby. No, it ain't a hobby. If it
That's
brings
your
you joy,
talent.
it's your thing.
And don't ever do this to yourself where you think, oh, somebody else. I think we suffer from that now,
Hmm.
where we just, because somebody else did it, we don't think it's worth doing.
That was me.
It's like, so
That
what?
was me. Because the thing is, it's like, so I remember one of my mentors said to me, Antonia, this area is so great for you because no one's doing what you're doing. I'm like, well, that don't make no sense. I'm not the
Yeah.
first introvert in the world.
Yeah.
Um, but I realize now that I'm here that 10 people could be doing the same thing. You're gonna
Mhm.
attract who you attract though.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do it all the same
No.
because all of our personalities are different.
Yeah.
You
And it's
understand?
going to express itself. It's like eating fruit. You never taste two mangoes, they'll be the same.
No,
And
no.
you never know, the one you thinking ain't going to be no good is the sweetest one.
It's the sweetest one.
So don't ever sleep on your gifts and your talents.
Yes.
And if somebody's already doing that tarot card thing, but you know this is your calling, you do
Do
it.
it. Do it. There are 1,000,001 tarot readers on, on
Yes.
on on YouTube. A
Yeah.
million and ones. And the thing is, it's like at the end of the day, okay, it's kind of like a Chinese restaurant. I
Hmm.
feel as if like you go to any place in Manhattan. New York,
Hmm.
and you can find one on almost every corner, just like a barber shop or
Yeah.
a laundromat. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They open it right next to each other, and they're packed.
Hmm.
But each the customers go to wherever they feel comfortable.
Yeah. And if
Yeah,
that's your skill set and that's your talent, then there is an audience out there for you,
absolutely.
because it would never have been
Available to you
to you if it
from
wasn't
him.
meant to do or change something.
Yep.
And sometimes you don't need a million people watching you. You need the right people watching you, because you never
Interesting.
know how many people or the impact that's attached to the person whose life you're going to help to shift or change.
Our
You
story.
don't even know what dynamical change is happening on that side of the curtain.
Absolutely. And I was watching a video last week of a young lady, and she had on a knit hat that had different colors, and it
Mhm.
made me just realize how individualistic we are, right? Where we do what brings us joy. And I
Mhm.
appreciated her in that moment because I was like, one will look at that hat and be like, "Oh, that's a weird hat," and I'm looking, "That's so funky,"
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I
And
like stuff like that.
yeah, because it's unique. 'Cause no
Yeah,
one, no one else will have it,
yeah.
right? Because if it's knitted, even if you try to do it the same way, yours is going to come out different from
There
hers,
you
right?
go.
So anyway, she was talking about how because she likes to knit, and she was saying that she loves Tabitha Brown, and that Tabitha went to, I think it was Paris,
Mm-hmm.
and she got a tattoo right here, right, and it was
Mm-hmm.
a tattoo of an avocado. And
Mm-hmm.
she said she got an avocado because she's vegan. So
Mm-hmm.
she said, so I went ahead and I made her this sweater, and it was like a long sweater coat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a green. I don't it was a nice like green. It wasn't minty or anything like that, but a nice
Mm-hmm.
shade of green, like a sea moss green, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then with black trim, and in the back is basically the same open faced avocado on the
Uh-huh.
back. So she was showing it, and she said, "I made it for Tabitha. Tabitha don't know me. I think."
Yeah.
Right, and she was like, I'm sure she's not gonna see this. She don't know me, but I just wanted to show her about. And in the next clip, here's Tabitha Brown, and she was like, "Well, Miss So and So, I do know you," and blah blah blah. And guess what? And she opened the coat and she put it
Nice.
on, and she was like, "I love it," right? And she
Mm-hmm.
said, and this is a message for everybody: you don't know who's watching you, you don't know who's seeing
Mm-hmm.
you. So don't say that to
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Just take a chance, come out here because the internet is here. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what it is. I
Yeah.
think sometimes we count ourselves out thinking that we don't matter. No one's
Mm-hmm.
gonna see it anyway. And I'm only gonna get one person watching. I ain't gonna get no likes. Who cares?
Yep. And my personal position is if you're alive at this point in history, in human history, you are here for the Renaissance.
Hmm.
You are here for the revolution.
Hmm.
If not now, when?
When
And if not you,
then who?
who? This is it.
This is it.
This is the greatest time in human history.
I think
And you
so.
better leave your mark.
I think so.
You
I feel
better
like,
leave your mark.
yeah, it is one of those things like, when you pass away, what is your dash gonna say about you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what did you do while you were here? Like what
Yeah.
impact did you leave? Child, listen, I feel like 2026, and it's crazy, right? Because I came into the year saying that my word for this year is going to be consistency, right?
Mhm.
Consistency looks different for everybody. It doesn't mean showing up every day.
Yeah.
It does mean basically showing up. And I said to myself that this is the year that I'm going to choose to be consistent to do whatever it is that I'm doing,
Mhm.
right? So far for the month of, well, December, I did 100 squats every day.
Okay.
And me and one of my cousins said, we're going to do it every day for the rest of our lives. Again, forever.
Setting them goals high.
Forever till my knee be like, girl, we're not doing that no more. but,
Till you
but
end up like, till you end up not being able to climb them stairs to get to the train.
exactly, exactly, right? Um, but I feel like, sometimes you just have to find the one thing to do that will help to get you to the next spot.
Mhm.
Like, we cannot believe that, going to work every day is the thing. It isn't.
Yeah. No,
One of the,
that's not what a human being was put on this earth to do.
no.
Because you have to think about it. The purpose of a human being must have existed before civilization
Mm-hmm,
existed.
mm-hmm,
So that means the first human beings ever on this planet were already in their purpose.
right.
And sometimes your purpose is to exist, to be joyful, to create. You know what I'm saying? Our early ancestors, they created, they created, they created. And now we have music, art. We have evolved to create so many things, but it's not done.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of hit a wall where we feel like, oh, everything's been made already. No. No.
Every day somebody makes something.
Yes.
Every day somebody's trying to make something and they keep failing
Yeah.
until they won't. But the whole idea is to keep going.
Yeah, and another big thing is that every idea has not been entertained. Every philosophy has not been understood. There's still more to create and
Mm-hmm,
explore.
mm-hmm.
And you might be like, "Oh, I have an idea about this, but maybe Einstein already figured it out." What if he didn't?
What if he did it?
And you're meant to add, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you don't see yourself big enough to add to a theory,
Right.
but you have it.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had the idea of something, but you never said it,
And
and
somebody
then
else.
somebody else says it later, and you're like, "Why
Why
didn't
did
I
I
say
say that?
something?"
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So you know, and that awakening is happening now because it's time.
It is. I think so.
Yeah,
2026 is going to be, in my opinion, a great year.
yeah, I do too.
Um, yeah, I feel like this is the year for, like, we're going to evolve in a way that, to your point, it hasn't happened before.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like because we have so many tools available to us, right? Because that's the thing. I think sometimes we get stuck because we don't know how, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
But there's so many tools that makes it so much easier now,
yeah.
right? That, so bringing me back to my website. So this the Society of Introverts, I did a facelift, right?
Hmm.
And the image that I have on it now was one that Chat GPT kind of like, they sketched something. They're like, oh, that's cool. And I
Hmm.
said, give me because then they don't, that's not their thing, right? So I was like, can you let me know what the prompt is to make this? Except I want a black girl with an afro, and I
Right.
want a turtle. I don't want a cat, I want a turtle. And so he gave it to me, and then someone put it in Nana Banana
Hmm.
and basically got me my image. So now every time I go to my website, I'm like, oh my God, I love it here.
Yes,
You know what I'm
I love that. It's like you made it your home.
saying? Exactly.
And
Right.
and had you gone with someone who would just create a generic, or if they can personalize it, it would cost you more.
And
So
then because,
yeah,
and then I would keep changing it,
yeah, yeah. So to
right?
be
Because it
able
wouldn't
to
feel
do it
right.
yourself is
Yes.
like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
And
a
I
lot
and
of
I
tools
and
out
I
there to
feel
help with that.
right. And so that's why I say I'm glad that I didn't have the funds to do it, to basically, but God is intentional because
Mhm.
God wanted me to do it, right? Because if this is my community that I'm going to be building, it's like me having my home and telling somebody else to just go ahead and fix it up for
Decorate.
me. Right? Right. Right. Meanwhile, they get either the wrong colors or they put the bed on the wrong, and and then I come
Mhm.
in and complain. When for me now, when I go to the website, I'm like, it makes me stop. It makes me smile. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
my thing is, it's like, and that's I feel like that's how it is, right? We get to make things, right?
Mhm.
We get to walk out of the house 7 days a week with seven different color hairstyles or seven different hair color. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, whatever you want to be today, you can be it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you said your kind of theme for 2026 was consistency.
Consistency.
Mine was just lock in, which it can be, kind of the same,
Hmm.
but truly lock into your confidence. Lock into who you know you are, who
Hmm.
you know you are meant to be,
Hmm.
the vision you have for yourself. If you don't have it yet, set the vision. Because
Yes.
sometimes people moving in a direction, it's like, but you moving in direction of what your mama said you were
Right. What do
supposed to
you
do.
want? Right.
Yeah,
Right.
what other people said. You have to see clearly a vision for yourself.
But I will say this, right? That when I joined mentorship, I didn't know what I wanted.
Hmm.
Right. So the whole, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years working? Right. And it wasn't until, because I feel as if, like, at the right time, God reveals things to you so that you can see, oh, this is what I really like to do, even though
Hmm.
you've been doing it all along. So I've always been the person that people will call to talk to. I felt like I was because mommy be like, oh, you got a new patient? Right. So to sit on the phone for hours, basically, like, just either being an ear, right?
Yeah,
Basically being a listening ear, or basically offering solicited advice,
yeah.
right? And at some point, the whole introvert thing came, and the introvert thing came by accident, right? Because
Mhm.
I didn't know the term introvert until I was doing therapy in early COVID.
Yeah.
And my therapist told me to get the book Quiet. I don't know why. I must have been talking about a whole lot of things that she'd be like, oh, she don't know.
You were taking notes.
She don't know who she is. Go read that book. Right. And I was like, oh my God, I'm normal. And it was from there that I started to, be okay with skipping, right?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
then I didn't feel weird anymore. I didn't feel weird crossing the street when I saw people I didn't want to talk to.
Yeah.
And eventually it was because I felt bullied for using the term introvert, that basically pushed me to basically do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes some things we find out our purpose by accident.
Many ways, many ways.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But I feel as if like all you have to do sometimes though is ask.
hmm And then
Ask,
you have to
right,
define
right.
for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not because I feel as if like if you have a personal relationship with God, it will eventually
hmm
manifest itself. But it's not something that once you know it is, it's not something that is going to develop overnight, because now
hmm
you have to live that whatever it is. Like you have to
hmm
live that person, live the experience, so that you can share, right?
Yeah.
Because people is like, oh, you just got to go in and coach people. Coach people. I need coaching myself. You know what I'm saying?
But it's kind of like we talked about how people say just get over it or just deal with it and don't talk about the steps. Some of the clear steps to get into that place of self-realization and self-actualization is not being afraid to dream your biggest dreams.
Absolutely.
You when you say to yourself, man, okay, what would I, if I wasn't doing any of what I'm doing now, what would I really want to do?
Hmm.
Whatever that answer is, that's it.
That's it.
Now you just move in the direction of that.
Hmm.
Study it, look it up. How does it happen? You might not land directly in that sphere, but it will still take you to your manifest destiny.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I agree.
saying?
Yeah, I agree.
It will. You just have to carve your own path to move in that direction.
And be
And
okay
you,
with it.
yeah, and you might have to, like for the person who's like, well, I don't even know what my skills are. Just because you don't know what it is, don't mean you don't have it.
Correct.
So now this is where you get to have fun trying different things
Hmm.
and not being hard on yourself because you can't figure something out.
Because you
It's
enjoy it. You
yeah, have
enjoy going
fun
through
with
it. Yeah.
learning what your talent and your gifts are. Because once you lock into, oh shoot, I'm good at this, it just everything just opens
It
up for
falls
you.
into place.
Yeah.
And that's why, because when you were saying that, I thought about how for my morning affirmation messages, I ended by saying, create a great day. I
Yeah.
feel as if like the power is in our hands to create a great life.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? But of course, this isn't something that I thought or believed years ago. This is something that I'm realizing now,
hmm
because the same way I can walk out of here looking like a, what he say, a circus, whatever.
That rude
It's
symbol.
like the yellow button. It's too much. Okay for you. It's too much for you, not for me. You know what I'm saying? But I feel as if like it's just as simple as that. Like it's as simple as not being too caught up with what people are going to say or think, right?
Yeah.
Because I really and truly believe that every one of us have somebody out there that's waiting on our story so that they can give themselves the permission to live and to
hmm
enjoy this experience.
hmm
You
And
know what I'm
if you're
saying?
out there waiting for your soulmate, your
Yeah,
twin flame, your loved one, listen, they're waiting for you to
right.
be in your confidence.
Yes.
So that when you guys walk past each other, it's gonna be that, hey, what was that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, this is it. Just prepare for your best life this
Yeah.
life.
And but it,
I'm a firm believer that you live many lifetimes. Stuff
mhm,
that you maybe want to get right, you want to refine your soul, you just want to have experiences. And I want my best life in all of my soul's existence to be this life.
right.
Because if 1,000 years from now I'm bored, I'm like, I want to plug in my life on Earth back in. I want to kick back with some cosmic popcorn. And I'm going to watch and I'm going to laugh and I'm going to cry. And it's going to be an epic thriller, drama, comedy, sci-fi. It's going to be everything.
Yeah.
But
On
I'm going
today's
to watch
episode
it and be
of
happy.
oh gosh, that is so funny. But you know what though? Honestly, I feel like because I do believe that when we wake up, when God wakes us up in the mornings and our feet hit the ground, we're getting ready to prepare for today's content. Right?
Yeah.
It's literally today's episode in the life of whoever you are. Right? So why not make it count?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole, waking up in the morning and choosing to be bitter and mean and angry. Why?
And recognize that because especially if you're someone who struggles with understanding other people, like
Mm-hmm.
knowing when people are lying to you or knowing who to trust. You don't have to figure them out. You have to figure you out.
That's it.
Because when you figure you out, you realize we're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can spot that negative or toxic thing in you, it's easier to see it in other
In
people.
them.
Yeah. So if you can't get clarity with how to read people, read yourself.
Yep.
Read yourself,
Yep.
and it'll show itself.
I agree. The more you learn about you, you learn about others.
Yeah, you do, because we're not that different.
We're not. And
It
I
all
think
it is the same motivation, but we just respond differently.
differently. And
Yeah.
and that brings me back to the beginning, right? When we were talking about, I think it might have been right before we came on, in that life is really not that difficult. Like, I think it's the same template for everybody, but
Hmm.
it's the choices that we make that basically,
Choice. Yeah.
yes, right? So the choice that we make determine the next chapter, right? And our
Hmm.
next 5 years from now,
Hmm.
right? Because whatever we choose to do in this minute is going to dictate. So basically, am I going to go straight, left, or right?
Yeah.
And then that's how you know. And the thing is too, I feel as if like people need to understand that if you were supposed to go left and you made a right, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to turn back and go the right way. Because when you go the wrong way, it's not the wrong way. You were meant
Yeah.
to go that way to go discover something.
Yeah.
You know
And I found a lot of things being lost.
exactly.
Like, oh shoot, there's a pond, there's a pool over here, the pond over here. There's a
Exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
whole world is yours to discover.
It's like the
So you,
spirit lead us to where we're supposed to be.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
All
yeah,
right. I
man.
think we can wrap it up. It's an hour 11. Another one in the books.
It's crazy that it's January 15th though.
I know. Time's
I feel
flying.
like we just did a live, the New Year's Eve live for 4.5 hours.
Time's flying, man. But the success can fly just as fast. So
Indeed,
and time
indeed.
flies. It's not only for the negative, the good things
It's the
pick
good
up
thing.
speed too.
Exactly.
This is a good one.
It was a
Yeah.
great chat. I'm hoping that this message will resonate with someone out there and that they will be inspired, especially now that it's still the beginning of the year.
Mhm.
To basically bet on yourself, choose to create a great life, choose to do that thing that you have been delaying. Because, like I say, if
Mhm.
Antonia did it, you- that is real talk right there. Real talk right there. Because I never ever
Yeah.
thought that I would be doing this.
Mhm.
This is just the beginning.
All right. And for me, look out for some videos, okay? Some great artwork that I got coming up. I'm working on my website, okay? I'm not quite sure if I want to set up Etsy. I heard a lot of people complain about Etsy. And I
Yeah.
don't know if there's another platform yet, but I might just sell them personally now. You know what I mean? For the
That,
time being.
yeah, that's a thing.
But
Let them know your channel.
at K Ndidi, KayNdidi.
Please check
Only
out
on
the
YouTube.
channel. Um, everything. Listen, she had a great. Even though I missed it, I joined late last night because what was I doing? I was working.
Mm.
When I got home, I was working. And so I joined late, and she had just finished crying. She just finished crying. And but I realized that it was a deep conversation about
Yeah.
abandonment, right?
Hmm.
And the conversation wasn't even about abandonment as we know it. And so
Uh-huh.
I watched it after, right? So I watched it after I basically signed off because I wanted to be able to take in the message, and it was a great one. Kay's videos are always inspiring because the conversation is always something that we would never think about, right? Because again, choosing to think inside the box or outside the
Hmm.
box, and the conversations and the messages that Kay brings forth are so useful, especially in this time, right? Because
Yeah.
it's always about like self, how we got here, evolution, um the universe. It's always amazing. So,
Hmm.
and she does arts, so all that
Hmm.
that you see behind her. Hmm.
Welcome to Kay's world. It's all creativity over here.
Yes, yes. And so therefore I appreciate Kay, and the fact that she's here, and I'm also appreciative for you, Kay, for basically partnering with me on this chat that we
Of
have going on.
course.
Yeah,
Of
appreciate it.
course. Anytime.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good journey to be with you on this. It's good laughs. It's a nice break from the chaos.
Yeah.
And because my guys always tell me, they say, when this is all over, and this is what they tell me personally, they say, you're going to meet with a council of elders. And when you sit with this council, it was the council you sat with before you incarnated, and it's the same council you would sit with after this life has ended.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to go over all the markers you wanted to hit in this life. And none of them are going to be about that conspiracy, that job. Did this person really kill this person? Where's Biggie? Is Princess Diana really dead? What's the government hiding? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
None of that.
Yep.
It's going to be, what did you do with the
What did
talents that
you
you
do?
had?
Yes.
How did you work on the forgiveness of this person that hurt you?
Yeah.
How did you deal with abandonment and resentment?
Yeah.
And they're not looking for a specific answer. They're looking for the truest
The truth.
answer you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always seeing. They're like, so keep that in the back of your mind as to what's important in this life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That is so true though. That is so
Yeah.
true. Because we're so focused on the wrong things.
Alright.
But we're here to teach them.
Yes, I am. I'm here to teach and learn.
And that's life, right? Life is
Yeah.
one big lesson.
Yes.
Life is
I
one big lesson.
appreciate you, Antonia. Thank you.
Appreciate you, my sister friend.
All right. Love
I
you
better drink
guys. If
some,
you're out
guys.
there watching, who is on here? Country Love. I know
Hello,
somebody else is watching. They're just not commenting.
my mom.
Hi.
I got to do better at promoting before, but it'll come in time.
Yeah, yeah. That's all right. I did it on my channel.
Well, thank you. And I will
Yes.
see you. Well, I'll see you on our lives,
Yes.
but I will see you and y'all
Mhm.
on February 15th, God willing.
All right.
Yeah,
See you
thank
then,
you.
guys.
Oh, by
Love
the
you.
way, before we go, please get my book, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding an introvert. It's available at societyofintroverts.com. Check out my freshly
Manicured.
manicured, wonderful space. Please join my community. Take the quiz if you're uncertain as to what your personality type is like. And yeah, and now we can. And we will see you in the next one.
All right. Love
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Okay.